Okay, I had a little technical glitch there. I'm out on Dwight Street now in Holyoke, so I'm gonna get this going. Again, this is Greg-Saulmon from the Republican, driving from downtown Holyoke to the offices of the Republican in Springfield, so I can do a little work today during winter-storm-stella. I park in the garage. I live downtown, about 3 minutes from City Hall, and a parking garage here, which is great during storms because I don't have my own garage or driveway or anything. And already my windshield is pretty well covered with snow. So, all right, there we go. I'm going to be taking Maple Street down to 391, and then it's pretty much highway driving all the way down to the office. So, oh, plow just went by. That's good to see. Roads do not look great here in downtown Holyoke. Person up ahead of me just fishtailed through an intersection. I threw my truck into four-wheel drive as soon as I pulled out of the parking garage. A little bit of a hill here, got up that okay. But yeah, I don't think you can see it, but this guy way up ahead of me is doing some serious fishtailing. Cameras wanted to focus right on my windshield, so sorry that's going to be a little blurry. It was interesting waking up this morning. I live right next to a bus station. Usually the buses start running at 5 a.m., so that's a little bit of an alarm clock for me. This morning there was just nothing going on out on the roads, no buses, just the occasional plow. So downtown living, you don't often get it this quiet. It was kind of nice. I actually slept in a little bit this morning. Just turned on Maple Street here in Holyoke. Got some contractors out, snow blowing already. I said before, it looks like maybe about 3 inches down here so far. Not too much, and the snow is, it's coming down, but it's very fine right now. I'm trying to get into the office before it really picks up, and I figure I'll just try to stay put for the worst of the storm and try to do the evening drive once it starts to wind down a little bit. I seriously bundled up though in case I need to go out, shoot photos or anything like that. So I've actually got no heat on in my truck right now because I'm extremely warm. I've made the mistake a couple times in my career of not dressing warmly enough for the conditions. It was New Year's Eve in 2014. I ended up out reporting something real late at night, and it was really cold. I'd put on 2 pairs of socks, but not warm enough boots. That was really unpleasant. I vowed to not make that mistake again. So today I've got 2 pairs of socks on, my warmest boots. I threw some snowshoes into the truck. There was one time a few years ago where I went out to take photos of something and regretted not having snowshoes, so that's another mistake I don't want to make again. Ryan, thank you. It is indeed snow. Now we have 2 eyes on it at least, so it's doubly confirmed. Holyoke's got the road race and the parade coming up this weekend, so the DPW is going to be really busy this week, clearing all the routes, making it safe for everybody. That's going to be interesting to watch. Since I live downtown, I kind of have a front row to all the preparations. It's kind of nice every year seeing the rhythm of the week before or so, seeing them put up the grandstand outside City Hall and seeing tents go up outside Brennan's where they're going to have bands playing stuff. it's neat to be in the middle of all of it. It's a big, big celebration. Seen several plows out on the roads. I wasn't sure if in the city itself if they try to keep up with it or they just kind of let it fall and deal with it later. But at least on the couple of main downtown roads I've taken to get to the highway here, they're keeping up with it decently. Well, the roads are definitely slippery. I take it pretty slow around corners. I just slipped a little bit coming into the stop sign. Alright, so now we're getting on 391 here. Let's see how the highway's doing this morning. And again, this is usually about a 10-12 minute drive into the office for me. So we're going to see how long it takes this morning. I'm going to take it nice and slow here. Don't want to end up having one of my reporters having to come out and report on me, so I'm gonna be really cautious. The 391 has a pretty packed down snow on it. Looks like they've hit it with some sand. Keeping it between about 30-35 here. It's funny when that last kind of bigger storm hit in February. I was on my way out of town to go to California, and I left work at night, and it was really cold, but the snow looked so nice, and I felt this little bit of disappointment that I was leaving town right when we got a really nice big snowstorm. I kind of wanted to stick around and go out for a hike or something and just enjoy it. I said to my girlfriend, because we were flying out to California, basically that I was a little bit disappointed that I wasn't getting that real winter in New England experience. So I don't know if this is karma or what, but I guess you got to be careful what you wish for. Ton of vehicles on the road out here, but a couple. It's looking like the snow hasn't quite picked up yet, like they say it's going to later. Seems on the light side and really just kind of blowing around right now. I am excited about spring, but drive around western Massachusetts in snow, it's hard not to appreciate it. Not sure I'll be saying that tonight when I'm trying to clear snow off my truck in the parking lot at the office, but for now at least, it's really nice being out here. This is not too bad right now. You know, the road surfaces aren't great, but visibility is pretty good. I've had a couple pretty white knuckle rides down 391 when traffic's heavier and you can't see that well. This isn't so bad. I've got nobody in front of me and a couple people behind me. I can see really well. Just keep it slow and steady. The driving's not so bad. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good day to stay at home, stay warm, read. If I had a different job, I think that's definitely what I'd be doing. About 15 minutes into the drive here. Again, this drive to the office from my apartment is usually about 10-12 minutes, so I think I'm looking at maybe, now we'll see, maybe an extra 10 minutes or so today. That's not too bad. Be interested to see what it's like coming home tonight. Going by Chicopee here. At a certain time of the year, if you hit it just right driving down 391 and you get the sunrise coming up over Chicopee Center, it's really amazing. I used to work a really early shift for the newspaper. That was one of the things I loved about that particular time was doing the early drive into the office, and it would either be before sunrise or right around sunrise. I felt really special to get to see that every day. I wouldn't think of Interstate 391 as the prettiest drive in the state, but it can have its charms sometimes. There's a big flock of wild turkeys that hangs out near one of the exits, usually in spring. I'll probably start seeing them in a couple of weeks. That's always fun. Storm around February 9th, I did actually miss an exit coming into the office because visibility was really bad. I was behind a bunch of plows. This morning's drive is actually much better than that one on I think it was February 9th. much better visibility this morning and fewer cars on the road, so that's a good thing. Hey, Patrick. I've got my phone mounted on a little tripod, and that's hanging off my rear view mirror. So when I check my mirror, my phone is basically directly in my line of sight. So I can spot every once in a while when somebody tunes in or somebody makes a comment. So we're getting into Springfield now. Started out in Holyoke actually a little after 9:40 a.m. once I really got going. So I'm looking at about 20 minutes in. It seems like a really, really fine snow hitting my windshield. I'm not seeing like big flakes. I hope we'll get some of that later. I always really like watching heavy snow fall. Well, it's not the best view from our office windows. I just have a view of the parking lot. Thanks, John. Yeah, I took it slow down 391. I think I maxed out around 45 at one point. Just kept it straight and pretty slow. Most of the time I was probably 40 or below on the highway there. Yeah, this was not too bad a drive. Lived in Western Massachusetts pretty much my whole life, so I've been driving in Massachusetts winters for a little over 20 years now since I got my license. This drive was not too bad today. I've seen much worse around here, but I can see now that I'm sitting at a stoplight here. Looks like the wind is starting to pick up coming into Springfield. Just literally in the last couple of minutes, it looks like the snow's starting to come down a little bit more in earnest now. So I think it's a good idea for everybody to sit tight and ride this thing out. Almost to the office. I gotta just go down Hall of Fame Avenue a little bit here, hang a left, and then we're gonna be there. John, that's a good question about reporters being exempt from the travel ban. The first time I remember there being that sort of thing was under Deval Patrick, and it was. Oh, geez, maybe that was 2013 or so. I remember there was one big storm, and they were trying to avoid a repeat of the blizzard of '78. So they did institute a travel ban in Massachusetts, and members of the media were exempt. The idea being that, obviously first responders are out there. They're the most important people. They need to be out on the roads. I think the idea was that the media, kind of supports the public safety response by letting the public know what the conditions are, where it's safe to be and where it's not safe to be. And sometimes we can do that by making phone calls, but a lot of the time, nothing beats being out there in the field and seeing things firsthand, and not sitting around waiting to hear back from somebody. So So yes, in the past, media has been exempt from travel bans when they've been issued. I've just pulled into the parking lot here at the office. There's actually a decent, more cars than I was expecting. But you know, we still put out a newspaper, whether it's snowing like crazy or not. So, all right. Well, that drive was not too bad. That was just over 20 minutes. Usually takes me about 12 minutes from downtown Holyoke. My apartment's right by City Hall. Usually about a 12-minute drive. Took me about 20 minutes today. The roads were not too bad, but storm looks like it's starting to get pretty serious here. So I'm gonna tune out and head up onto the office, and we'll see if I need to go back out in this. But if I do, I stocked up on extra sweaters and hats and gloves and things like that. So hopefully I'll be able to stay warm today. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. MassLive.com will have a ton of updates throughout the day on the storm. The Republican will have a whole package in print tomorrow. We'll do our best to get you whatever information you need today. Hey, thanks, Alonzo. Appreciate it. And John, yes, I will say hi to Patrick Johnson for you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.